Right now, across the Middle East, a small, low-tech aerial threat is overwhelming some of the most advanced militaries on Earth. This is the Shahed 136. It's a one-way attack drone built with little more than a basic engine, a propeller, and a fiberglass frame. But despite its simple construction, it carries a lethal payload guided by GPS coordinates to slam directly into its target. This map shows the reach of these weapons. With an operational range of up to 2,500 kilometers, a single launch from Tehran can reach as far away as Athens or Mumbai. Defending a geographic radius that massive is a logistical nightmare for the United States and its allies. By combining extreme travel distance with parts so cheap they can be assembled by the thousands, Iran has engineered a method of combat that traditional militaries are unprepared to handle. To shoot these drones out of the sky, the U.S. military relies on highly advanced defense networks like the THAAD system. THAAD is a complex anti-ballistic missile defense system designed to intercept incoming aerial threats. Technically, these interceptors are effective, routinely achieving interception rates north of 90%. But that remaining 10% poses a significant vulnerability. When a few drones slip through, they often strike soft targets like sprawling oil reserves, gas infrastructure, and civilian airports. This creates a stark mathematical paradox for modern air defense. The high-tech defender is required to be perfect, while the low-tech attacker only needs to succeed once. This chart breaks down the financial equation driving this conflict, comparing the raw cost per unit of the attacker versus the defender. At the top end of production, a single Shahed 136 costs about $50,000 to manufacture. To shoot that drone down, the United States often fires a Patriot missile. Each one of those missiles costs up to $5 million. And if they use a THAAD interceptor, that single defensive shot runs at least $12 million. Because the parts are so basic, Iranian manufacturers can churn out thousands of these drones at a time. Meanwhile, the complex supply chain for high-end interceptors moves slowly. Western manufacturers can only increase their production by the hundreds. We already see the result of this production volume in modern combat zones, like Ukraine, where swarms of these cheap weapons threaten to exhaust local defenses. A superpower cannot sustain a long-term war of attrition when it spends rare, multi-million-dollar munitions to destroy cheap fiberglass and propellers. Because the financial math of playing defense is failing, the U.S. military is forced to make a strategic shift. They are turning to offensive maneuvers, like Operation Epic Fury, aimed at destroying these drones before they ever leave the ground. American forces are hunting down the mobile launchers, the command and control systems, and even Iranian drone carrier ships, roughly the size of World War II aircraft carriers. When the incoming arrows are too cheap and plentiful to shoot out of the sky, the only viable military option left is to destroy the Archer. Despite this mathematical reality, many Western nations continue to allocate massive portions of their military budgets toward expensive legacy aircraft. Under pressure from the United States, allied countries are still pouring billions into purchasing fifth-generation fighter programs like the F-35. While a traditional Air Force offers international prestige, it provides very little practical defense against dense swarms of low-cost, asymmetric drones. It forces us to ask, are these defense infrastructures undermining their long-term capabilities by spending billions preparing for the conflicts of the past? This technological vulnerability will not stay confined to large nation-states like Iran or massive battlefields. It is highly likely that independent terrorist organizations will soon assemble these same crude aerial weapons in hidden, makeshift workshops. Because this strategy requires no standing army and a small budget, it democratizes destruction, bringing the threat to a domestic level. Owning the most expensive technology no longer guarantees global security. Instead, the advantage shifts to whoever can exploit the lopsided math of asymmetric warfare.